Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. In this video, we're going to look at how to create some vintage style inspired tones using the Positive Grid Spark 40 amplifier. Now, the Spark 40 amplifier comes with 4 patches that are the 4 buttons on top of the amp. Now, we're going to be using those as the basis, as I did with my last video, which was the high gain video. So this video, we're going to be looking at more vintage Fender style tones. So what we're going to do first of all is use a clean tone that comes on the Spark. So we're going to change the amp first of all. Let's double click on the amp. Now there's 3 styles of Fender amp that come with the Spark. You've got like the twin style, you've got like a bassman style, and if you scroll a little bit further, you've got the Luxe Verb, which is more of a Fender Deluxe, I guess. Now the first thing we're going to do is to bring the bass all the way down, as it's far too bassy, and we're also going to bring the gain down to about 1.1, and it sounds like this. So it's instantly got a bit more character than the twin amp, which is a lot cleaner than this. Now my experience with the Fender Deluxe is that this breaks up a little bit more easy than the real thing, but it still sounds great. So what we're going to do now is to go back to our compression and our drive settings. Now, the compressor, I think for this works absolutely perfectly. I don't think we need to change this at all, but if you do want to change it and you want to get a more vintage sounding compressor, if you double click on the compressor, and we're going to go down to the optical comp. Now, the optical comp is a compressor that works via a optical sensor, which is like a light bulb. And you can find these on studio compressors, things like a Teletronics LA2A. So let's close that down. Now, let's hear that. Let's bring the volume up a little bit. So we've got the choice of that compressor or the red comp, which is like an MXR compressor. Now I think the MXR compressor works really, really well for this. Let's go to the drive section and let's turn off the booster. And that sounds like this. So as you can hear, we've got this nice Fender glassy breakup. Now let's go over to the delay. Now you'll know from my last video, if you watched it, that I'm not a fan of this digital delay. So let's double click on that and let's choose a vintage delay. And that sounds like this. Okay, let's bring back the intensity and the echo. So now we've got that really nice, just in the background delay. Let's double click on the reverb and let's change that to, let's change it to the plate short. Now I really think it's a shame that they didn't include a spring reverb, but unfortunately all we've got are rooms, reflections, halls and chambers. But I think for this, as we want a more vintage sort of style reverb, I think the plate short works perfectly. Right, now let's have a look at the modulation. So if I double click on the modulation, all I'm going to do is choose the tremolo setting. And that sounds like this. Now, if we want to increase the speed of the tremolo, we can just increase it using the speed, and that speeds up the tremolo. And we can slow it down. Now let's bring up the depth just a little bit. Now this is how deep the actual tremolo signal is. I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I really hope you guys got something out of that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did get something out of this video. I'm Paul from the Studio Rats, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.